Hi everybody and welcome to week 2. This is just a quick little check video. I'm going to have a web Zoom tomorrow, but I wanted to just sort of give you an idea of what I was talking about when we were talking about the APA skills assessment. So this Sunday you will have a review of the APA format, which basically deals with how papers should look, but also more specifically how to use other people's information. And that means the reference page and citations. Your actual quiz itself is going to be 4 articles where we will ask you to make a reference page and a citation page. And I'm not going to do the walkthrough today, but I want to give you sort of an idea of what we're talking about. So if you look over here, this is one of our papers. This is going to be what I would consider the last page that we're going to do, the last paper that we'll do in this class. If you check it out, you notice that it's got that title page. It also has the running headers, it has page headers and things like that. And what I really want to talk about is specifically the citations, which are these guys right here, and the reference page, which is this guy right here. So the reason why we have citations is for 2 reasons. One, it lets the reader know immediately that we are using someone else's information. And the second thing it does is that it enables the reader to very quickly see where the information comes from. They'll go to the reference page and then find the information on that article to actually find that article. If you were doing your own research and you wanted to, you were reading another article and the article gave you really good information and you were like, well, that's really good information. I wonder where they got theirs. I'd like to look at that as well. That's sort of how that would work. Citations and references go together, and they enable a writer to use other people's information in a very transparent and cohesive way. So your test is to demonstrate that you understand how to make a citation, which is this guy right here, and how to make a reference page, which is this guy right here. And for most of you, we did a little bit of this in English 101, and we're going to be continuing this and refining this and using it more specifically in English 102. And this is also going to be something for your career courses where your instructors will have the expectation that you'll not only understand how to do this, but you will in fact be able to do this. So today and tomorrow I'm going to be giving you sort of walkthroughs and guidelines on how to do this effectively. Do know that on our class site, when you go to the APA guide, there are actually some resources for you. And I think the biggest one is going to be what's called the APA guide. Let me bring that over here for you. And this is actually in the APA folder. And what this is going to do is it's going to give you two key reference points. It's going to tell you how to do references, and it's going to tell you how to do citations. So the first part is going to give you a very clear idea how to do references. And as we've learned when we're looking at articles, not all articles are the same. They're made differently. Some have authors, some do not have authors. Some have titles, some don't have titles. Some have page numbers, some don't have page numbers. So what happens is it makes our ability to let the reader know we're using these things that much more difficult. So for your assessment, you're going to be making a reference for each article that we're going to present to you. And generally what you have is where you have to give the author's name, the year, title of the article, title of the publication, if there's a volume number, if there's an issue number, if there's a page number, and if there is a website. And that sounds like, oh, that seems pretty simple, but what happens is that these things become problematic because some don't have authors, some don't have titles, some are only website articles, some are paper articles. So that's where the APA guide comes in handy. And if you notice it is very colorful, it's because it is in fact color coded, and you will be able to use that to basically help you. You can use that to help you make your own reference. So if you click through the guide, you notice it lets you know what the reference looks like. It doesn't have an author, so you would start with the actual article title. If it doesn't have a volume or issue number, if it has more than one author, and believe it or not, many articles have multiple authors, It also lets you know if you're using something that is from a website that does not in fact have a paper form and how that would look. So as the student, for you, you'll use this guide basically as a resource to help you figure out how your reference needs to look for the articles that you'll be using for this class specifically. And for the APA test that's due Sunday midnight, this will be a nice resource for you on how things should look. The second part that the guide gives you is the actual citation part. And the citation is the name and year that you actually have inside of your writing that immediately lets you know your reader let your reader know that you are using someone else's information. And generally the way it works is its name, last name, and year. Now you know there's situations where there isn't a name, so then you would use, if you see right here, source with no author, you would use in quotations and capitalization a shortened version of the title. Things have changed. Some of you that were in English last year, it's changed from 6 to 7, so the AP format itself has changed a little bit, and I think it's actually become a little bit easier. But one of the things that changed is what the citation looks like if you have a corporate author or a company that basically is the author of something. And now the APA basically states you would use the company's name or the corporate author as the author for the citation. So make sure you check this out. This is the APA guide, and this will help you. In fact, the APA guide, this will help you do your APA skills assessment. Now, just to give you a peek at this, and I'll be talking about this tomorrow during our walkthrough of the actual AP itself. The APA assessment, we're going to ask you to do two things. We're going to ask you to take 4 articles. We're going to give you all the information in the articles. And we're going to ask you to create a properly formatted APA reference page. And we have several articles that we're going to be giving you. And your skill is going to be able to go through them, identify the authors, if there are any, title of the articles, title of the journals, volume issues, things like that, and then basically create a reference page. So we have an article about sickle cell, we have an article about cold brew coffee, we have an article about measles, and we have an article about encouraging kids to talk to themselves could help their math scores. So just 4 kind of random articles for you, but we've picked specific types of articles that you're going to be seeing during the course of this class and some of your other classes in your careers, and this will give you sort of experience with dealing with these. The second thing we're going to ask you to do is create the citations for these 4 articles. Some are for paraphrasing and some are for quotes. If you remember from 101, anytime we use someone else's information and we're just putting it in our own words, we still need to use the author's name and the date of the publication. Anytime we quote, we actually have to use the paragraph number or the page number. So for most people that are familiar with APA, if you are looking at a citation and you see name, date, and paragraph number, you know that's a direct quote. If you just see name and year, you know that's information that has been paraphrased or put in the author's own words right there. So these are the directions we have for you in creating citations. Like I said, tomorrow I'm going to do a walkthrough Wednesday night and just sort of do one to show you what it looks like. I'll give you a quick peek right now though, so that some of you are already working on this, but the actual final product is not going to be all that long. Actually, it's going to fit on a page. I'm going to ask you to write the word references at the top. It's going to be in bold. You have 1, 2, 3, 4. There are your 4 references. Notice that it is in hanging indent. Also notice that it is in alphabetical order. Notice that all 4 of them, or actually all 3 of them, have websites. One does not, and we'll talk later about why that does not need a website. And then at the bottom, there are your citations. And that's sort of what our expectation is. You don't have to make up a quote. You don't have to make up your own paraphrase. We're just asking for you to create the citations that you would use if you were to use these articles. So that's a little quick view, give you a quick peek of what's coming up. I will talk more about this tomorrow, but if you have any questions, email me. And the Zoom will be tomorrow at 9 o'clock. And what I will do is I will walk through this activity, this quiz. And if you want to do it with me, that's fine. But I will show you how to basically do the reference page and how to do the citations. Okay? Hope that's helpful. And looking forward to seeing some people tomorrow at 9 o'clock. And have a good one.